just went to go get my hair cut. My hair's not cut. And I will be writing a 1-star review for this place. Thank you very much. I love LA.
This video of a girl crying in her car about not getting a haircut went wild on TikTok, and people were not liking this girl and her story. So actually, this creator was going to get a haircut at a new salon that she hadn't been to before on her day off, and she missed it and blamed the salon and gave them a 1-star review that was pretty negative. So then added her photo of her crying, which strange. Just weird behavior. But when people saw her make this video online about her crying in the car, complaining that she didn't get a haircut, and to give the salon a 1-star review, people were not happy with her. They immediately were like, this girl is weird. Comments started flooding in. So she made an update video, which didn't go well. And it's strange that she made this update video in this kind of manner that you'll see she does, when all of her comments were aggressive. So you think she'd come in, maybe with some self-reflection, but no.
That was crying is back to give you a real explanation this time. The reason I haven't yet is I just wasn't sure if that was something that was worth it for me, especially now that I know people have seen me cry. And also, it's not a quick explanation, and most of you are going to hear the first part and be like, you're the problem, and then they're going to leave. So to anyone that actually wants to hear what happened and you stick around for like the whole story, this is for you.
It's interesting that she's like, okay, I gotta address this video after people saw me crying. When you made the video of you crying, no one caught you on camera crying and complaining. You made it and put it out on the internet. What are you talking about? This is so aggressive as well. Not even passive aggressive, just aggressive. I feel like to be like, okay, well, listen, if you're just gonna watch the first part, I know you're just gonna disagree with me and not like me, but if you want to stick around and listen to the whole story, I'm sure you're gonna agree. That's not what happens, baby girl. It's not what happens. And it's just so aggressive, the tone, to be like, I'm right, obviously, even though she's been getting all negative comments from the first video, to come in with this kind of vitriol to be like, well, listen, I am right, trust me. And just for reference, she's doing this on her day off. This is the one thing she had to do, and it was so important to her, right? So important to her on her day off.
And I get in my car, I put in the place, and it says 11:04 is my ETA. My appointment was at 11.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right, we already got you there. Your ETA is saying 1:04. You're already late, girl. You're already late. You caught yourself. You outed yourself, girl. You're already late. Come on. What are you thinking? You were already gonna be late. So don't be like, oh, it's just so crazy that I was late and they didn't take me. You could have left much, much earlier, especially it's your day off. It's your only thing to do. You've been so excited for this appointment. You can leave just a smidge early. Just a smidge. No.
But I know that it's rude to be late, even if it's just a little bit. And I am really good about not being late, and it makes me really anxious because I had a mom growing up who was late to everything. You know how it is.
Interesting that she's like, oh, well, I'm super anxious about being late. I had a mom that was always late. No, if you are someone who was actually anxious about being late, someone like me, actually anxious to be late, I am so early. I cannot do anything that day if I have something to do, an appointment. And I usually just get there really early, 30 minutes early, because I'd rather be early, that I'm not messing up anyone's time, right? And it's just if this is really important, I'm gonna be there because I'm gonna think, okay, something could go wrong, anything could happen, construction, accident, anything could happen. So if she's really looking forward to this hair appointment, be like, okay, anything possible could happen, let's get there a little bit early. Goes on to complain about the LA traffic. Listen, I'm not from LA, I'm not even from the US, but I would assume there's going to be a lot of traffic in LA. I would assume.
And so I call, and she doesn't answer, and she calls me back once I'm on the highway. But before I get on the highway, if you live in LA, there's this stupid fucking series of lights to get on the highway, and essentially I was stuck at the light for 5 lights. Kidding, and I did not move maybe a car's length. And my ETA went up to 11:10. And
even for me, someone who I currently live rurally, I leave really early. So I always assume to leave early. For me, I leave early in case I get stuck behind a tractor. But for her, I would assume you would know, hey, there's all these light systems that she's talking about. There's a lot of traffic. You should probably leave a bit early, right? If you really want to make this appointment.
What the fuck am I gonna do in that situation? Be an asshole and cut in front of everyone else like everyone else is doing, and then sit in the intersection and get honked at? No. The only option was just to sit there, really. How else am I going to get there? I have to go on the highway.
And it's interesting the way she's like, well, what did you want me to do? Cut in front of all these people? No, everyone's just saying you should have left earlier. No one's saying like, oh, you should have just rushed through traffic to get there on time and everything's great. No, people are saying like just self-reflect a little and realize you left too late. You did not manage your time wisely. It is not necessarily the universe's fault. It is definitely not the salon's fault that you're late and they couldn't do your full appointment. Like that is not their fault. Yes, the universe this day, it does seem like it's throwing some stuff at you, right? But it does seem more like it's within your control that are leading to this, right? Like you can predict some of this stuff happening, that there will be traffic and stuff. And yes, later on we see that like more things ended up slowing her down, which yeah, okay, that is inconvenient. We've all had those days, right? Where like everything's just going wrong. But once again, the main thing she's forgetting here is she definitely left too late and she just needed to leave a little bit earlier and not blame the salon for her fault.
There's also highway closures. And so she calls me back. My ETA still says 11:10. And, I tell her I'm doing my best to get there on time and that, I'm afraid that the ETA might go up a little bit more because the traffic was like really bad. When you're on maps and it says like police reported ahead, are they still there? That happened 4 times too. Like everything that could have happened to stop me from getting there on time did happen. I wish I had gotten in my car a few minutes earlier if I knew that was going to be the case. I thought I had enough time. And so I get there, I park my car at 11:12 in the parking garage because also Amtrak, like there was literally a fucking train that came by as well. Like I'm not making this up, okay? And I park my car in the parking garage, I run in heels, and I'm sick, okay? And the elevator out of the parking garage doesn't work. I stand there for what feels like 2 minutes.
You're the one who decided to wear heels. I get that she's trying to add this to the story, but it's like no one's feeling bad for you at this point. Okay, you chose to wear heels. Yeah, you're running in heels. Yeah, that's annoying that the elevator took longer. We get that. Like it is frustrating. We all have those days where everything's just going wrong, right? But like you still can't blame the salon for this, right? Like if you left earlier, these things could have still happened and slowed you down, but you still would have been there on time because you managed your time wisely and where this was really important to you, so you would have gotten there early. Oh, and you're sick too. You're going in when you're sick and gonna get other people sick. Like it already tells me a lot about her mentality. She threw it out there to try to get. She threw this out there to try to get some sympathy, but that's not gonna work well here. Like that's not what people are thinking. Like, oh, and you were sick and you missed your haircut. You poor thing. No, that's not what people are thinking here. They're thinking, oh, you're very entitled.
Running into there right at 11:15, and she pokes her head out and like says like Lisa, and I'm like yeah. And so I swear to God, at the latest, it was 11:16 that I was in her chair at the very fucking latest, okay? Not that that matters, you would think, but it does. And so she sits me down in her chair, offers me water, brushes my hair, asks me what I want. I show her the inspo picture. The vibes are like, and like just not great customer service, right? And then she's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I can cut your hair in an hour 15. And then she says that like she doesn't want to rush it and like do a bad job, which is fair. And then she's like, and that's not fair to my other client at 12:30. I don't know what to say to that.
I feel like these people are being rude. Like, first of all, yeah, you're walking in 15 minutes late. That is late. Like, I think their grace period is 10 minutes, which is very common for most places. I worked at multiple like medical places and usually our grace period was 10 minutes. Now, sometimes we could squeeze people in depending on how busy it was that day, depending on the client themselves, like if we knew them very well, easier for the clinician to like deal with. So sometimes, yes, you can squeeze them in, but a lot of times usually it's like 10 minutes and sorry, you might have to reschedule, right? Like that is pretty common. Like 15 minutes late is quite late. I don't know why she's acting like, oh my gosh, like as if that should matter. Like 15 minutes late. Come on, guys. No, it should matter. That is late. That is late. You're cutting into other people's time. It's just inconsiderate. It is. The salon staff seem to be really nice. They brush her hair, they give her water. God forbid that they're kind to her, right? All they say is like, okay, we don't think we can give you the haircut you want in this amount of time, in an hour and 15. We don't think we can do a good job, which I think I'd kind of appreciate. I'd be like, oh, okay, they don't want to just do a rush job to make money and have my hair look bad, but great, they made their income because they're going to lose money on this. Like they had booked you in for this time slot. Now they're not going to get paid for that because they're like, okay, we have to rebook you tomorrow. So they lost money. So I feel like it's almost more ethical of them to be like, hey, sorry, we don't want to do a bad job. We'll reschedule you. They lose money. And it's like they're trying to give her the best service. So it seems like they're being pretty like ethical and accommodating. Like it was her fault she was late, right? It's not like the hairdresser came in 15 minutes late and was like, oh, sorry, I don't have time to do that haircut you wanted, so we're gonna rebook you. No, the client was late, right? And they're trying to accommodate. It goes to like kind of blame LA and kind of compare it to like smaller towns where she's from and implies that like, oh, in smaller towns it's fine to be late.
Wisconsin, maybe things are just different here in California, which is why I said I love LA, because this would only fucking happen in a city like LA. In Wisconsin, like I said, my mom is late to everything. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's like it should be this way, but I swear to God, people are late for hair appointments all the fucking time, or even if they're on time, sometimes it goes over, and the next person just sits there and waits for a few minutes, and it's like not a fucking big deal, right? And so she says, I'm gonna have you.
And yes, you are implying that this is okay to be late. Otherwise, why would you bring it up to be like, oh, well, in these places you can be 15 minutes late and it doesn't even matter. You are bringing that up to be like, see, this should be fine, even though she's saying, oh, I'm not saying that should be the thing. No, you kind of are by stating that. Like, you are implying, like, well, they do it over here, so it should be fine. Like, why is it such a big deal here? And even in smaller places, a lot of times they still only give a 10-minute grace period. It just depends on how busy the place is. It then just goes on to like aggressively like attack the salon.
And then I left a review and they responded and then deleted it. And they said that I showed up at 11:20, which is not true because I texted my friend at 11:20 after I had been essentially kicked out and said, I'm not getting my hair cut, I'm crying. Like I texted them at 11:20 and said like, I'm not getting my hair cut. So that's the story, and fuck that hair salon. I think that that lady needs to work on her customer service, and also like I would have tipped her amazing, and that I should have been better about my time management and I could have been there earlier, and you know what, that would have reflected in my tip. And so she didn't get my money, and I'm glad at the end of the day that I didn't get my hair cut by her. But yeah, you ruined my fucking day off, and I wish I didn't let you, but you did. So fuck you, Strand of Soul in Pasadena. Weird as fuck that you deleted the response to my review too. You're weird.
They didn't ruin your day, honey. You ruined your day by not managing your time well and being so entitled that you think the world revolves around you. You ruined your day. Like, yes, sometimes these situations happen. We've all been there where like you're just overwhelmed and like every little thing is just so overwhelming and you melt down over this thing that's pretty inconsequential. It's not a big deal, but you melt down because you're like, oh, I really want this to happen and it didn't. But then, a couple hours go by and you go, you know what? It really wasn't that big of a deal. Okay, maybe I should have been earlier. And you don't go to the internet and complain about it, attack a company that had nothing to do with your bad day. Let's just say her response did not go over well. I'm pretty sure she like put her account to private because everyone was like, girl, you are just seeming so entitled. And for you to bash this salon when it was 100% your fault is crazy behavior. It seems like people nowadays, they just immediately like have something happen. Like, I'm going to rush to TikTok and I'm going to say every feeling I have and it's going to make me famous or something. Like, I feel like that's what people do. They're like, oh, this was an experience I had and I'm going to go tell it and people are going to have sympathy for me and I'm going to get views and love. And this time it didn't. It backfired because the situation is dumb. You're being rude and entitled. And this is just silly. Moral of the story, sometimes just take a breath, take a minute, think about it, and think, is this worth putting online? Am I in the right or I'm in the wrong? And how should I go about this situation? But what do you guys think about all this? I'd love to hear your opinions below. Thanks so much for joining. Have a great day. Bye-bye.